like we used to, and this isn't a podcast about young people, but I will say that young people are suffering immensely.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
yeah, their mental health is really, really declining because of the rise of the smartphone, almost, in my opinion, exclusively.
Mhm. Well,
But
but I would say
anyway,
technology in general. I mean,
yeah,
I saw a guy on the news this morning where he was talking about some of this, and he's like, you can almost trace the decline in school test scores to right around 2022 or 2002 when technology started getting introduced into the classrooms.
right.
He's like, as the screen time increased, he's like, the scores have continually dropped, which you would think is the exact opposite. Hey, they've got access to
Yeah.
all the information that they need. And, there's something to be said for, and I come from a science background as well. So there was
Mm,
something to be said about going into the library and actually going in there and trying to find something very specific. Yes, it is infinitely easier today to access
yeah.
information and get the data that you need. But if you've never felt, and you'll remember this, if you've never felt like when you're walking in between the stacks, the ones that roll, that you're going to sometime get crushed in between them. If you've never felt that, future pain in your life, it's just not the same.
Uh,
Yeah. You just don't get that
yeah.
from looking at it in the computer.
Yeah. Right. So I'd say, for people, really just trying to create a little bit of distance between
Okay.
you and your phone and screens, and working. I mean, I think boundaries are an incredible tool for life,
Mhm.
for business, for clients. And it's funny because people think about boundaries for other people
Yeah.
a lot, right? We have a lot of these discussions about boundaries around what other people can't, are allowed to do or not allowed to do in your space. And people often do not respect boundaries for themselves
Yeah.
as much as they would respect boundaries for someone else, or they're asking other people to respect for them.
Well, but
This
that's
is
me.
so
It's me. I mean, I'm different from everybody else.
right. So it's kind of funny, right? So when we talk about boundaries for yourself around, it's
Yeah.
similar to if you're looking to change your health, your wellness, the way that you eat, if you're over drinking, doing drugs, whatever it is, you've got to put some boundaries in place and take a little bit control over that
Mhm.
habit, that behavior. And the phone is similar, and it's
Mhm.
just a little bit more difficult because society says go on, go ahead.
Mhm.
All right, of course we have these tech companies that are profiting off of our nonstop attention. Every minute we can spend, on the app, 1 minute more, however many minutes more, is directly related to profits for them. So of course they would make these as addictive as possible.